Number 1 is the Bilderberg Group. The Bilderberg Group was founded in 1954 and is comprised of some of the most powerful and influential men in the world, including presidents, prime ministers, and international bankers. Every year, the members meet in secret and the topics discussed are never revealed to the public. This has created a lot of controversy around the group because people have begun questioning what their overall agenda is. The group has stated that their reason for secrecy is justified as it enables their members to speak freely without having to watch every word they say around the media. Yeah, because you wouldn't want the media covering every little thing like the construction of a new world order that would control the world's governments, financial systems, and people. That would just be pesky.
Now, the annual conference of the secretive Bilderberg Group. The Bilderberg Group. It's starting today in a hotel in that well-known revolutionary centre of the world, Watford. Yes, it's meeting just outside Watford. It was founded, this group, in 1954. The group was set up to strengthen relations between political and business leaders in the US and Europe. Critics say it wields far more power than that. Participants of this year's Bilderberg meeting included Chancellor George Osborne and the Shadow Chancellor Ed Balls, along with the Prince of Darkness Peter Mandelson, Ken Clarke, he's on the group's steering committee, and that well-known Trotskyite revolutionary Shirley Williams. Also attending are a bevy of senior bankers and the chief executives of Google and Amazon, as well as that international shadow figure, Henry Kissinger. Oh, and the former Queen of the Netherlands, too. So what goes on behind closed doors? They say they hold informal, private discussions about major world issues. Critics say they operate as a super elite intent on world domination. I knew it all along. Or at the very least, they're an undemocratic and opaque cabal of the rich and powerful. Just go to St James's Street and you meet them there. So, should we be worried? What are they trying to hide? Why on earth are they meeting in, of all places, Watford? Here's Tony Gosling. He's a journalist who spent years investigating the Bilderberg Group. So Shirley Williams at the centre of a cabal for world domination.
Well, you try and make a serious point, but actually Shirley is one of the people that the Bilderbergers are bringing into schmooze. The steering committee really runs things, Andrew, which is Ken Clarke is on the steering committee.
Who else is on it?
The idea is, of course, to wine and dine people with royalty and all these powerful people and think, well, you've got to get on board the programme. We're the guys you've got to think about. But the problem is you've got both journalists and politicians walking in through that building. As soon as they do, they're under the Chatham House rules. They're sworn to secrecy. That's where the problem really lies. No one can stop business people meeting up. No one really wants to. The other trouble is, of course, you've got some people who many people would say are criminals in there. That is to say, HSBC Bank, which has been doing money laundering, as we know, in the United States.
Well, it's had to pay for the penalty for that.
Well, yes, but have people gone to jail? This is the other question.
Being a member of the Bilderberg Group hasn't stopped having to shell out hundreds of millions of dollars.
No, but they're not in jail. This is the point. And also the Barclays Bank, LIBOR fraud, billions taken from people's mortgages. Why aren't they in jail? There's a lot of Barclays people in there too.
Oh, hold on. You're saying they're not in jail because they're members of the Bilderberg Group?
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is what we've got is criminals in there. We've also got Henry Kissinger. He started in 1969, if you remember, with the bombing of Cambodia.
Sure.
And then we had coups in Chile. I mean, a military coup is not a fun affair.
Yeah,
the murder of a president.
But are you saying this is all planned at these Bilderberg meetings?
No. What I'm saying is that there are criminals inside, and I wonder if there are police.
Be invited, you mean?
Well, there are police out on the outside guarding them, who maybe some of those police are thinking, well, maybe we're facing in the wrong direction, Andrew.
Yeah,
maybe we should be arresting some of the people on the inside.
You've been studying and investigating this lot for years. What have you ever found out about them?
I think the thing that really got me interested in the first instance, Andrew, was when I discovered that the chairman of the Bilderberg for the first 20 years, from the 50s to the 70s, was an ex-SS officer. Prince Bernhard of the Netherlands was in the SS before World War II. Now, if you're going to be chaired by someone for 20 years, by someone who's a Nazi, don't you think that there's an issue there and that we should have some investigative journalism on it?
Right. I'm all in favour of investigative journalism.
The Lockheed scandal
But
in
I want you to
75.
tell me what you found. I mean, that was then way back in the 50s and in the 60s. And we discovered, actually, there were sort of ex-Nazis and all sorts of things, not just the Bilderberg Group. What have you found out about it since?
Well, I found out a tremendous amount. As I was explaining, so much of the criminality, at least alleged criminality of the people inside. How is it that when we steal a bottle of water during a riot, we go to jail for however many months it is. And yet, if someone is doing one of these big fraud...
You just don't like... You don't need to be an investigative journalist not to like them. Have you been invited, Jackie?
I realised that the real seat of power was here with you and Joe.
Oh,
well. No, the truth
Don't
is
say that. He'll start investigating us.
The truth is I haven't been invited, no.
Why not? It's an outrage. See, they can't be at real power if they haven't invited Jackie, me, or Joe.
Well, they do invite a lot of media people. In fact, the chief executive of News International went there for many
snubbed.
years. In fact,
Well,
the BBC...
she might be going to jail.
The BBC, one of the executive board members, was in there and sworn to secrecy. Now, is he going to be... Yes, Marcus Agius. Is he going to be making programmes? Is he going to be making programmes about LIBOR fraud?
He's a disgraced banker.
I don't think he is. He's now had to leave the BBC because of over the LIBOR issue.
Yeah.
Excuse me, guys. I hate to intrude. Are you coming from Bilderberg by any chance?
We're in that general area.
Okay. Can you?
No,
are you able to tell us what?
No, if you don't mind.
Okay. What are you guys talking about there?
You're not going to start.
No.
We're out for a walk.
Okay. Can you give us a hint as to the agenda this year?
Agenda's publicly out there. We're just out for a walk.
Okay. No, that's fine. The agendas are public, but a lot of the times the stuff doesn't get published what's truly talked about.
5 editors in there.
Yeah.
With your mind, stop. With your mind going away. We're just trying to take it after a walk.
Okay. Well, we're just trying to document what's going on there.
Stop being ridiculous.
I'm not being ridiculous. Well, people are looking at this as a conspiracy theory, and you guys can kind of clear the air right now. Because
there's no conspiracy, but we're not going to start making statements out of it.
Okay, so it's no conspiracy, but it's kind of secretive, right?
Are you guys enjoying the Bilderberg meeting? How's it going, guys? Enjoying Copenhagen? Can you tell us anything about what's happening inside? Can we show you around or buy you some drinks? Or buy you a meal? You sure? I mean, we kind of have to do this since you guys are so not transparent and you guys are so secretive. We kind of have to figure out some way to communicate because proper communication can solve anything.
That's what I was trying to tell them. They can clear the air right now.
Yeah, you guys could clear the air, get rid of the theories. There's so many people making so many bad assumptions about you guys. And you guys could get rid of that right now.
Are you American?
Yes, New York City. What about yourself?
Come over from America for this?
Yes.
I came from Canada.
Well, go back.
Really?
Why should I go back? I like Copenhagen. Can we give you guys a tour around Copenhagen? Do you want to see there's a beautiful water fountain right up there? No.
We're out for a walk.
I like walking too, though. Okay, so what are you guys going to do with Putin? I mean, you guys were discussing Putin inside.
Did Samson get in trouble for talking to us?
The more quiet you guys are, the more mystery and theories you guys will bring out. And the more assumptions people are going to make up bad things that you guys are doing in there. Because if you're doing something good, you usually do it in broad daylight. But if you're doing something bad, you want to do it in secrecy. And it kind of seems like you guys are full of a lot of secrecy. To be honest with you.
Very secrecy. It's a discussion where people come together to debate global issues from all sides of the political spectrum.
Yeah.
Careful, it's red light that. I heard you try to get into Putin's mind.
Any discussions stick out to you?
You're bonkers.
Huh?
You guys mad?
No. I'm just working.
There's obviously reasons why we're concerned.
What reasons are there?
Why? Because of the type of people who are in here and the amount of secrecy and the topics discussed.
There is no secrecy.
Etan Davignon admitted.
Major editors in there.
Right. Didn't Etan Davignon admit that they were responsible for forming the European Union? I thought that was openly admitted. That members within Bilderberg did that.
Yeah, he said it in the EU Observer. Davignon actually said the Bilderberg Group was instrumental in creating the euro. He did say that.
We don't think that everyone in Bilderberg is necessarily involved in anything nefarious, but we think there's an inner circle within the inner circle.
I can say it's my first time here.
Okay.
It's an open discussion.
Yeah.
Where people come, share ideas,
There we go.
have conversations.
Yeah.
It's nothing more or less than that from my experience.
Okay.
But what's his name? Willie Flask, the NATO secretary, says that policy must be implemented from specific political spheres. So that's, you know, Willie Flask, former NATO secretary, Chief Davignon, admitting that it sets policy. So it has to be some kind of importance. I mean, you guys aren't discussing golf in there, obviously.
Yeah, we've been told that you discussed the defense budget.
Yeah, if you guys are deciding the defense budget, don't you think that should be a public discussion?
There's no discussion.
So Samson lied to us?
So when Samson, the member, came out and spoke to us and said...
I saw you in the video. Where he said it on camera.
Yeah, an attendee came out and said you guys are talking about the defense budget of NATO, what to do with Putin, what to do with Ukraine.
What to do with Iran.
It's scary when Goldman Sachs...
What to do with the internet, what to do with privacy.
Yeah. When Goldman Sachs, Google, the IMF, World Bank are involved. Not to mention everybody else. If you give us one comment, we'll leave you alone. Just one small comment. One official on the record comment. Just one comment, we'll leave you alone. And you can get rid of all this. You know, the bus here is nice also. We can show you how to take the bus. I have a handkerchief if you wanna.
You're trying to create stories.
We are because you guys are the story though. You guys are the story. I can give you a handkerchief. We could also put down the cameras and talk, and we could buy you guys beers. Beers are on us.
I would say the people that invited you for your first time might be scoping you out to see if you'll play along or not.
I don't buy into every conspiracy theory.
No.
No, we don't want to buy into the conspiracy theories. That's why we're trying to open up a dialogue.
Yeah.
You sure you don't want to? You can use my... I mean, you can use my handkerchief. You are sweating a lot. I'm trying to give you my handkerchief.
We want to be nice and courteous about it. It's just impossible to get any kind of nobody.
Yeah, but there's no obligation on anybody.
No.
So, you know, shouldn't really be in people's faces.
Right. Well, you're public figures now when you attend something like Bilderberg. This is kind of what comes with the territory now.
According to you.
No, I think you'll see it if you attend more. I would encourage you not to, though. From what I heard, there's some nefarious things that go on. And again, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're up to anything nefarious at all. But
I can assure you I'm not.
Okay, I tend to believe you. But I think some of the people in there are. So, just a fair warning, a little heads up, I guess.
I think I'm going to have to make up my own mind.
Okay. Yep.
Tell us what to do to help spur dialogue. We'll do it. To help spur communication between the two sides. Nothing? The museum here is really nice too. We could give you a tour inside if you want.
You got to admit, it's pretty rare opportunity for us.
Yeah, I've been trying to get an interview with you guys forever.
I started covering this in 2006, and since then...
I send out emails, I call people, nothing at all. How else are people not supposed to assume the worst when there's no communication? I mean, you guys are just really more implicating yourselves than anything else, which is sad because everything could be over with proper communication. You guys could go into the museum here too. My scarf is still available if you want it. They're going in the museum here, which is private property, and we can't go on.
They're going into a limo. I do appreciate your candidness and honesty, so thank you for that.
You have a job to do as well.
Yes, exactly.
All right.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Cheers, guys.
Yeah.
You guys got room for one more?
I can go in the front.
I could sit in the front.
That's the leg room for you. See you.
What?
Yeah. Nice. Score. Nice. Good job, fellas. So, somewhat of a rare opportunity just arose as we saw a couple of Bilderberg members out for a little bit of a stroll without their security guards following them. So I turned around and said, "Hey, are you guys coming from the conference?" And he said, "Oh, I'm coming from a conference, yes." And I said, "Bilderberg? Well, you've seen the video." And there you have it.